Hello everyone, are you ready for another adventure? It's me, Woki, and I'm back with another Fake Grand Order video. And today we're going to be taking a look at the 8th anniversary and all the things that are likely to be included with it. That's going to be today's video. I hope you like it. If you do, feel free to leave a like, comment, or subscribe. It does help out the channel, helps out me a whole bunch, and a lot of all the things I say all the time. So, 8th anniversary, let's get into it. How do we know what's going to be happening on the 8th anniversary? The answer is JP is 2 years ahead of us, so it allows us to take a look into what the 8th anniversary is going to be. Now, that being said, there are some things that we get a little bit early, which I will also discuss at a little bit later point in the video, but for now, these are very likely to be expected with some other caveats kind of happening along the way. When is our anniversary? It's going to be on the 5th, when we celebrate it during Anime Expo, because there's a panel there that says, come celebrate our anniversary, so it kind of makes sense, and that's why they usually do it. It's always around the Saturday of Anime Expo. It never changes. So, let's get into it, shall we? So, yes, there are going to be 10 campaigns that come with this anniversary, so we're going to get over them right now. Number 1 is the login bonus, same one we get every single year. You just need to make sure you log in for 10 days straight, and every single day you'll be getting 3 million QP. And this is the other items that you'll get in there. On day 1, it's 10 5 EXP. On day 2, it's 100k friend points. On day 3, it is 10 Stargazer's Teapots. On day 4, it's 100 Mana Prisms. On day 5, it's 10 Silver Foe for HP and attack. For day 6, it is a Gold Foe for HP and attack. On day 7, it's 10 Summoning Tickets. On day 8, it is Chaldea Visionary Flame. On day 9, it is a rare Mana Prism, and on day 10, it is a Crystallized Lore. So make sure to log in to get all the stuff there. The second event is going to be Destiny Order Summoning Campaign. I guess the second campaign, I should say. This is actually when JP got Destiny Order. We got ours a year early. Someone left a comment that made me laugh where it said, wouldn't it be funny if we skipped it this year because we got it a year early? And I said, that would be very funny. But boy, would I be mad if that was the case. A lot of people would be mad because this is a lot of people's backup plan on trying to get Draco, because Draco is not in the not in the lucky bags. I already did a video further talking about this, but some things you need to know is that it costs 30 paid St. Quartz. No way for a free-to-play person to do it. Zero way for a free-to-play person to do it. It has to legitimately be paid. If you want to stay free-to-play, you just have to ignore it, basically. Lucky Bag, similar. It's a GSSR. I also did a buttload of videos. Another one should have gone up at the same time of this video. If not, then I failed. This one will cost 15 instead of 30, but that's because you can't pick them, and it's from a smaller selection of stuff. I've done so many videos on this. Go check them out. The next campaign is limited time 8th anniversary master missions that are festival themed missions, main quest clear count missions, and class score sign unlock progress missions. So for the 8th anniversary festival theme missions, what you're going to need to do is use specific servants, and they have to also be in the starting row, so they have to be one of the first 3 units. This is how it's going to be. Each one of them should give you 2 St. Quartz, but here are the missions in specifics. Marksmanship is the one that says clear with Billy the Kid in the starting row. Katanuki is clear anything with Inshin and you'll in the starting row. Mass Stall is use Hassan of the 100 Faces in the starting row. Fireworks is clear a quest with Kiyohime, Kukulin Caster, or Ibaraki Lancer, which is going to be Summer Ibaraki in the starting row. Theater, clear a quest with William Shakespeare in the starting row. Bonadori is Matahari in the starting row, which is a shame because I have mine already at level 10. So she's going to be eating up that bond bonus, definitely, unless I use one with a low bond yet. Anyway, Cotton Candy, clear it with Paris. In the starting row. Live Stage, clear it with Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart in the starting row. Samurai Parade, clear 1 quest with Darius III, Dirty Adana, or Iskandar in the starting row. And then Haunted House, which is clear with Salome in the starting row. And also, here's a note, because it's a very specific quirk. Any progress done for the 8th anniversary limited time festival mission will not count towards the weekly master mission progress count. For example, if there was a weekly mission with clear one quest with an assassin class servant in the party, and there was progress done for clear one quest with Matahari in the starting row, only the 8th anniversary master mission will gain the progress. The player will have to fulfill the mission requirements again for the weekly mission to update. Very funny note, but there you go. Main quest progress count missions clear anything in Arc 1, Arc 2, Arc 2.5, main story quest X times. So it goes from 1 all the way to 24, and it gives a buttload of St. Quartz and QP, with the final total being 30 St. Quartz and 30 million after you clear all 24 of them. If players who have already cleared every main story quest in-game, these will just automatically unlock with all 24 missions objective marked as completed, ready to be claimed. Note, Hainkyo, Trom, Arc 1.5, and main interludes progress do not count for the missions above. And then there's another one for getting class score sign unlock progress mission, which is just unlock one class score sign. You'll get 15 St. Quartz from that. Easy peasy stuff. The next campaign is a permanent extra mission updates, which is where a lot of the St. Quartz are going to be coming in. Main story clear quest campaign, the main story clear mission, excuse me, sorry. Clear Trom main story, clear Nahu Mikalan main story first half and the second half. Those will each give you 10 St. Quartz for a total of 30. For servant strengthening quest clear missions, it will go from clear 260 to clear 290, with there being 10 St. Quartz for 260, 270, 280, and 290 for a total of 40 St. Quartz if you clear all those. For interlude clear missions, there's only one. Get up to 270 interludes and you'll get 10 St. Quartz. Free quest clear missions, clear 250 of the main story's maps free quests, do a 260 and 270 and you'll get 10 St. Quartz for each, which is a total of 30 St. Quartz. For advanced quest clear missions, so clearing all 48 of the advanced quest for all of these, that will give you a total of 144. So if you want to know what the advanced quests are, because you're not familiar, this is where you get all those CEs for these. You should have been doing them along the way. Or maybe you're like me and you said, I just don't want to be bothered with this right now, and now you're sweating it and going, damn it, I should have bothered with that way sooner. Yeah, this is where a lot of the St. Quartz are going to be coming in from these missions, so better get to it. And then there's also a new class score sign unlock missions, which you get 3 St. Quartz for clearing 10 class score signs. And this goes up to 100, so you can get a total of 30 St. Quartz from this. And yeah, those are all the missions updated. And these are also permanent. The previous ones, these aren't permanent. They have a limited time. These are going to be always here forever, so no need to try and worry too much if you know eventually you're going to get them done. And for some people, they actually like keeping these as like a side thing for when an actual unit comes up. It's funny, but for some people, it's easier to keep these things locked away and then only do them when you're ready to spend for them than to do them now and then be tempted with the idea of losing them. Which, you know, all it takes is a single bad day for someone to go down a dark path and start mass spending on whatever. Next campaign is the limited time Great and Super Suck rate up all daily quests 1/2 AP and Bleached Earth free quests 1/2 AP, which kind of is self-explanatory there, but Great and Super Suck will be ×3 for all servants and craft essences during leveling. Also, daily quests will be 1/2 AP, with Ember Gathering and Training Field Days being available every day regardless of the day of the week. And Bleached Earth free quests will be 1/2 AP. This will only affect the ones on the Bleached Earth map and not the Paper Moon free quests. So, next campaign is a Da Vinci Workshop and Mana Prism update. So, in terms of the Mana Prism exchange, you get 7 different event-exclusive craft essences, which will be added to the Mana Prism exchange permanently, regardless whether the player owns a copy of it during the CE's release. And these are the 7. In terms of what their names are, it is Summertime Mistress, it is Golden Sumo Wrestling Rocky Arena, the Divine Princess of the Storm, School of Chaldea. I believe I could have swore it was also Scholars of Chaldea, but maybe that's another translation thing. Maybe I was thinking of the old name. Yeah, also known as the Scholars of Chaldea. I knew it. Okay. Boom. My memory isn't fully gone. Decapitating Bunny 2016, the Purely Bloom, and the Moonlight Festival. So you can get, you can trade in for 5 of them to get a max limit broken. They all cost 1,000 green mana prisms for a total of 5,000 for each. Some of these are pretty nice. I still use Golden Sumo to this day. Even though I think there are better ones that are likely than it, it is a very nice just, hey, give something 50% NP and 50% attack. Sometimes some servants, that's all they need, really. You don't need much more than that. But yeah, pretty cool, especially if you were not playing during the brief window in which all of these were available. It's nice for them to kind of be added in. New monthly renewed inventory from Mana Prism Exchange after ordeal called Prologue. After you finish the Prologue, the following things will be added to the shop as a new monthly thing to buy, which is the Foe's Footprint and Golden HP and Attack Foes. You can get one of each. For the Footprint, it will cost you 200. For the Golden Foes, it will cost you 500 of the regular Mana Prisms. And then permanently, St. Quartz Summoning Update for Mana Prism bonus, you'll get 5 of the green Mana Prisms for every St. Quartz you spent during the summon, for a total of 50 when you do a summon. So, you don't get it for the +1. They stop it at 50. Some other notes here. Sorry, small cut there, but we're back now. The Mana Prism bonus additional notes. The reward is auto-redeemed. No Mana Prism is awarded if the player's Mana Prism inventory is full. Tickets don't yield any Mana Prism bonus. The +1 bonus summon does not yield any Mana Prism bonus. And this also applies for the 10+1 summon and the ×2 summon. Tutorial summons, any Destiny Order summons, and Lucky Bag summons also yield 50 Mana Prisms. I don't know why they made it this way. This seems like it'd just be easier to say, yeah, whatever the hell you summon, you get the Mana Prisms. What the hell do they care? I'll be 100% honest, this is the weirdest thing I've ever heard. Why would they do this? It still baffles me as I'm reading this. But sure, whatever. It's fine. Let's move on, finally. I was also getting extremely tongue-tied. You didn't catch any of that, but I had multiple recordings where I couldn't say Mana Prism over and over and over again. Before I died, let's continue on. The next campaign, permanently, main story quest will be 1/2 until Monahu Mikalan, and additionally, a limited time Spirit Vein Stone will also be available. So yeah, all main story quests will be on 1/2 until Lost Belt 7, and then for Spirit Vein Stones, for a limited time, you'll get you'll get 3 of them, and then if you want to buy some additional ones because you're really having trouble with the story, then you can buy some. You can trade for 10 of them, they cost 10, you'll get 100 Mana Prisms you'll need 100 if you want to get all 10, basically. Not too bad. Very helpful if you're trying to just blast your way through the story, or there's a fight that you just don't want to actually respect the mechanics for, and just want to hurry up and get it over with. Next campaign, it's a storage expansion along with second archive expansion slots for Servant and Craft Essence and command codes in the storage expansion. It should be 100, 150 for the command code. Inside the second archive expansion slots, it should be Servant and Craft Essences, and both of those should be 100 slots. And then for the last campaign, it's the Servant Strengthening Quest, part 16, I believe. Yeah, this should be, if I remember my Final Fantasies right, that should be 16. In terms of the units that are coming with this, they reveal them by day, but we already know what they all are. So here's what they are. On day 1, it is Saber Altar and Taiga, better known as Jaguar Warrior. I guess it's more Jaguar Warrior, better known as Taiga. Bradamante and William Tell. Raiko and Hans Christian Andersen on day 3. Day 4, it's Karna and Okita J. Soji. Day 5, it's Anastasia and Summer Kiyohime. Day 6, it's Summer Abby and everyone's best friendo, which is Mandricardo. And then on day 7, it's going to be Summer Saber and Gawen. Pretty nice, pretty sweet. I can't wait for those. And those are the 10 campaigns. So there's other campaigns besides the 10 great campaigns. It's just not enough. Obviously, the anniversary servant is going to be Asta Savior, which we'll talk about a little bit more. But with them comes a trial quest, which will give you a ticket. So make sure to do it to get that additional ticket. Inside the Da Vinci's workshop, there will be limited time items, as it usually is whenever there's a hype celebration of some kind. It should be the basics. The main thing that most people care about is that there is going to be 10 summon tickets, so make sure to pick them up. They cost 10. And you get a total of 100 Mana Prisms. I guess the reason why they didn't want it to cost Mana Prisms, because at this point, it would cost you, what? 10 tickets and you'd be basically able to get the summon tickets again, I guess. I don't know, it's still weird. And the ordeal call stuff that gets added after the prologue, you can also buy an additional ones of these faux pit footprints, golden attack and golden HP. There's also going to be the same basic stuff. There's always going to be code openers for all the 3 quick arts and buster, code removers, the 5 exp, 4 exp, silver foe, 30 HP and attack, rare prism exchange. These are also the same basic ones that we always get. Faux footprints, the Chaldea visionary flames, the code removers, the lore, the HP foe, the attack foe, and 20,000 friend points that you can trade 4 or 5 times. And the rare mana prism cost are 1. You can get a total of 3 of the footprints, so that's the 3 rare mana prisms spent. Visionary flame costs 3 as well. The code remover costs 1, and you can buy 3, so that's a total of 3. The lore cost 5, and you can only buy 1 of them. Golden foe and HP foe both cost 3, and the friend points cost 1, and you can exchange it 5 times for a total of 5. And permanently, the rare prism exchange update. Part of the rare prism exchange inventory will become free of charge when the conditions are met. Players who spent rare mana prisms for the listed items before the renewal date will get their rare mana prisms refunded and sent to the present box if the conditions are fulfilled. Very cool and very sweet. Now, I believe when it comes to rare prism exchange for these specific CEs that we're going to be talking about here, you don't actually get them. What it actually unlocks is the ability to then spend real mana prisms on them, which is the green ones. So you still have to spend 5,000 if you want to get them. I think it can be a little bit confusing if you're brand new to the game. Most people should know this by now, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. If it's not 100% how it works anymore after this, let me know, but I'm pretty sure that's how it works. So yeah. Chaldea Lunchtime will be a free unlock in the Mana Prism Exchange after you clear Fuyuki, Mona Lisa after you clear Orleans, Personal Lessons after you clear Septem, Personal Training after you clear Okeanis, Detective Fomus after you clear London, Chaldea Tea Time after you clear E Plarbus Enum, Take Romance after Camelot, Chaldea Dinner Time after Babylonia, Idolmaker after Solomon, Be Graceful, Bella Lisa, and Gran Cavello after Arc 2 Prologue, Beyond the Rain Cloud after Gutter de Marang, Personal Coaching, and Free Seating will also be the free unlocks in there after you have cleared Sin. So pretty sweet, not bad. Plus you'll get a lot of these refunded. I actually most recently unlocked a bunch of these to exchange into for real mana prisms, so I'll be happy to get some of those rare mana prisms back. Because I had to, I did not actually complete a lot of these. Because back in the day, these were actually kind of a pain in the ass to get. Because you had to actually legitimately farm mana prisms. And boy, was that not easy. So I only really got fully for Chaldea Lunchtime, Mona Lisa, Detective Fomus, Chaldea Tea Time. I had to go back in for Personal Training, Personal Lesson. I'm pretty sure for Take Romance, for Be Graceful. For a lot of these, I had to go back in there. So I'll gladly get back those rare mana prisms. And a game update. Some of these we already have, but the ones that we don't have is pretty obvious. This one for starters, the starting member bond points plus 20% bonus. And from now on, it will be that for all quests in game, the first 3 party members in the party during party setup are eligible for 20% bond point bonus on quest clears. If you order change, it will not change who's getting the 20%. If there are any bond point bonus campaign or event quest bond point bonuses, this permanent bond point bonus will stack on top of the other ones. If a friend, follower, other player's support servant, or NPC's support servant is on the starting row, then instead of 20% bond point bonus on self, it'll give 4% to the others, which is nice because there's a lot of team setups that kind of need that support servant in the front row. Not to say that there's ways around it, but it is nice for them to do that. Other game updates, which I'm pretty sure we all have these. I literally checked. We have the servant list filter. We have the servant list filter function. We have this. We even have the extra mission UI updates. We have all that. Alright, now with that transition, we can talk about something. Before we get into the actual looking at some of the summoning campaigns and talking about Aesc, I figured now would be a good time to do it since we're talking about how a lot of these game updates already came here. What are the likelihood of us getting some stuff early? Well, I would say typically, my MO has always been don't expect anything and be happy when it does come in. But I can't deny that after them bringing Destiny Order, I really can't fault anyone for thinking that something is going to happen, because I still can't believe we got Destiny Order an entire year early. So maybe there could be some other stuff that could come to us early. I'll take a quick look into what their 9th anniversary had and say, hey, maybe this could be coming early. This one I feel is maybe the most likely, but again, don't expect it to happen. I'm just thinking in my head, what's the easiest thing that we could bring over that doesn't encompass the entire anniversary? It would be this. It would be the guaranteed summon improvements. So if you don't know what the improvements are, this is what they are. No longer a one-time limit. Now it happens every 329 summons without the rate-up SSR. What that means is that currently in the game, if you get the SSR, you no longer have the ability to get them again. What this means is that it would reset back to 0, and you would now have that net again. Currently, we don't have that net. So if you get the SSR early, any other additional summons, there's no backup plan. You could just straight up go, like for example, let's say you did 2 multis for Ask the Savior, and you were just like, oh, that's great. Let me keep going so I can get maybe more NP copies because it's very important for our NP. And then you do about an entire pity's worth of summons for her and never get her again. That's possible currently, but with this update, it would no longer be possible. You would be able to get them again. Counter resets each time the rate-up servant is obtained. Like I said, that's what I'm talking about. Pity counter in a countdown format, e.g. how many rules left until pity, will also be displayed under the summon history on the right side, referred to the second image. So I think this would be probably the easiest thing they could implement. Some other things they could, though, is none of these. There's new append skills. I don't think this is likely to happen because the append skills were such a big... First of all, they were a big controversy when they came out for the 9th anniversary. So unless they are bringing to us the improved version that JP got, all they would be giving us is an early headache for the 8th anniversary. But it could happen potentially. But I also, again, don't really think it could. Some other things I don't think are listed here is the main story. Although, actually, let me see here. It could be back here. Could be under other campaigns, likely. Game system updates, here you go. Material drop locator would be kind of nice to get. A recommended support feature would be kind of nice. The main story act roadmap, updates to the command seal recovery we already have. And the master missions UI flow would also be kind of nice to get early, which is now players able to jump to the quest that fulfills the condition needed for the mission by just simply clicking on it, and it will show you the thing that will unlock those requirements. Again, nothing is guaranteed, but after Destiny Order coming early, it would be really, really weird if nothing got moved forward, because the big thing about this anniversary was, hey, check out Destiny Order. And now we've had that a year early, so we'll see. And given that some of these game updates we already got, they could sneak in another game update from earlier up in the future. They could. But anyway, that's enough speculation. Again, that's all speculation. I don't expect any of it to happen. But if it does happen, I get to say, hey, I talked about it. Which is the ultimate, like, boom, I said things about it, right? I took a stance while not ever taking a stance. And you can look back at those videos and see. Anyway, the summoning campaigns. The big one is the one that features Aesc the Savior. I guess from this point... No, actually, not from this point on. When we actually get into the unit, I'll give the warning. But this craft essence, which will rate up craft essences, will be included, but not for the Destiny Order, is Chasmestis, which is the 5-star CE, which is a 50% starting NP charger, NP overcharge level 1 time, and NP gain plus 5%. The next is the 4-star, which is before party, star absorption plus 300% and 200 HP each turn. In the corner of the light is the 3-star, buff removal resistance plus 5% and debuff resistance 5%. And there will also be new craft essences that are not on rate up, which is the Sheep of Orleans, debuff immunity for 3 times, arts plus 8%, and the 8 Forged Bloodline, which is a 4-star, 4% NP charge each turn, damage taken is minus 300. Their other summoning banners is going to be a summoning campaign 2, which should feature Space Ishtar and Jane, Kagekyo and Summer Ushi, Konstantinos and Hajime, Trunk Sisters and Lamba, Summer Tamamo and Summer Sei Shonagon, and Super Bunyan and Daikokuten, and Van Gogh, not Voyager, and Summer Fran, along with these craft essences being on rate up and such. They could maybe add a different SSR in here, we don't know, but this is pretty likely the lineup. I could actually see them swapping out Super Bunyan for someone a little bit more hyped, but that would be mean to me because I want to summon on Super Bunyan and Daikokuten, so I can get more copies for Daikokuten because I want them to be my Grandcaster. And probably Super Bunyan would be, if there was something that was a grand alter ego, it would probably be my choice for it, but we'll see what they actually plan to do for that. Lucky Bags, Destiny Orders I already talked about, and yeah, this is a summoning campaign, and now we'll talk about Ask the Savior. Before we get into it, I'm going to give a warning right now. Potential story spoilers. If you want to skip ahead to where it says, hey, we're done for this, and now it's the wrap-up, or the adventure ends, as I like to usually call it, you can. The only reason is that there's some aspects about this character that I'm not going to go into story details, but it's like, once you know it, it's like, huh, okay, interesting. So, you've been warned. So let's get into it. Ask the Savior, also known as Ask the Rain Witch, the Beach Queen Morgan, and Toleko the Savior. Why is she called Beach Queen Morgan? It's because on stage 3, this is actually surprise. It's Summer Morgan. It's actually been Morgan all along. And her entire ascension stage is her slowly morphing into Morgan and becoming less happy with life. No, she seems okay by stage 4. But yeah, that's also the Summer right here. She is a caster. She has 1 quick, 2 arts, 2 buster, 4 hits on quick, 3 hits on arts, 3 hits on buster, and 5 hits extra. Her first skill is the Fairy of the Rain Clan A, charges party's MP gauge every turn for 3 turns, gains critical stars every turn for 3 turns, charges on MP gauge, and then increases on MP damage for 3 turns. The MP generation rate is 10%, the star regen is 10, 50% NP to herself, and NP damage is 20% on a cooldown of 7. Her second skill is the Charisma of Adversity A, increases party's attack for 3 turns, and then grants party's attack up 10%, which activates if their HP is 99% or less, 75% or less, 50% or less, or 25% or less for 3 turns. Grants self-regeneration buff for 3 turns, and then if party's HP is at 100% at the end of the turn, gain 10 crit stars, and then you'll also notice these are 4 buffs right here. So here's the special note on this. All of the attack buffs will be applied to the party upon skill usage, regardless of the HP cast. If their target does not meet any HP condition, that buff will be displayed as inactive, indicated by a faded buff icon, because these all last for 3 turns. The buff can change to being active or inactive at any time, depending on the current HP within their turn duration, and it's 20% attack for each of those on a cooldown of 5. And finally, her third skill is Their Last Resort A. This skill starts on cooldown of 5 turns upon entering the battle, charges party's NP gauge, increases party's MP damage for 3 turns, and then grants party the gut status for 1 time over 3 turns. Here's a note. The force cooldown can be reduced as normal by skill reduction through skills or mystic codes. Additionally, Asa Savior's NP will specifically reduce the skill's cooldown. After the first use of the skill, the standard cooldown will take effect. 50% to NP. NP damage is 30% to everyone. And the revive, you revive with 3000 HP, and this is on a cooldown of 10. But it's understandable when this is charging the entire party's NP gauge by 50%. Passive skills include Territory Creation EX, Item Construction C, Magic Resistance B, and the Fey Eyes C, which is an increase to own attack, critical attack chance resistance by 12%. Her third skill is an Anti-Berserker attack damage aptitude, because trust no one, not even yourself. And her Noble Phantasm is the Memory of Londinium, the Distant Holy Sword, Remnants of a Dream, rank A++ anti-army buster, hits 5 times. It grants self-invincibility for 1 attack, 1 turn, activates first, deals damage to all enemies, deals extra damage against enemies of the evil alignment, reduces their defense by 20% for 3 turns, at MP level 1, 300% damage, and 150% damage versus evil extra damage. And if you get her all the way to MP level 5, it's 500% damage and 200% to evil extra damage. And then her overcharge effect is an increase to own buster performance for 1 turn, activates first, and then reduces own third skill cooldown, activates first. At charge level 1, it's 30% to buster and a third skill cooldown of 1. If you get it all the way to the final charge level, it's 50% increase to buster and 5 turns of third skill cooldown going down, with each charge, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, is dependent on how much of the third skill cooldown kind of comes down. And her bond level is 1 Summer Castle. When it's equipped on Asta's Savior, grants parties NP damage up by 30% when active, which activates if their HP is 50% or less, including sub-members, while self is on the field. And that is Asta Savior, aka Summer Morgan. How good is she? She is fan-fucking-tastic. Great unit. I think the only thing holding her back from reaching the upper echelons of, oh my god, this is absolutely insane, is that they made her a DPS caster. I think that's literally probably the only thing that really holds her back from most people, because most people really don't like a single target caster. But if she was something like a berserker, this would have been probably an insane berserker. The other thing that likely rubs people a little bit of the wrong way is that you kind of have to, if you're going to commit to using her, you have to make sure that the team can take advantage of her third skill or something like that. She can be super crazy good. You just have to make sure that everything is working in the right condition to get there, and she will be a fantastic unit, constantly hitting people with her Noble Phantasm and then using her third skill to charge the parties up by 50% is crazy. It's absolutely crazy. She's an insanely good unit. The other big caveat that I'll give to her, which is more, it doesn't make her bad, it just leaves a bad taste in my mouth. I really don't like that her dealing extra damage is tied to her NP level. I think it's actually kind of scummy to do it this way. I really wish that this was overcharge. The reason is that now a lot of her damage is tied to NP copies instead of getting overcharge effects. At least with versus extra, with the way most extra damage works is it's a flat 150% and you're like, okay, whatever. And then the better version of that is tie it to the overcharge. And this version, if you are a whale and willing to get NP5, is the de facto best way of doing it, because you are always going to have the 200% extra damage against evil. I just don't like how it was specifically implemented, that it's so tied to the Noble Phantasm. I get it, it's a gacha game at the end of the day, they gotta make money where they do, but I don't think they ever did this again, because I think they kind of either understood that they could only get away with this because it is Morgan, and most people would have likely gone in her for trying to get her to NP5, and also I guess she is a caster, so maybe they feel a little bit less about that, but I don't know, it does leave a little bit of a bad taste in my mouth for a unit that I think is overall extremely good. So yeah, that is Asta Savior. Definitely worthy of being an anniversary unit, 100%. I'll be doing a summon video for her with my brother. I don't know how hard I'll go in. I can ask my brother how much is. Do you know how much you're gonna go for Asta Savior? Do you know how much you're gonna go for Asta Savior?
Hopefully 4 multis.
He's saying hopefully 4. We'll see. I'll probably match that with going for 5. It's going to be a little bit rough because I do want to kind of get some of the summer units, specifically Bargist and Chloe for sure.
Chloe's my main priority.
Chloe is his main priority, he said, so we both have our priorities in the way of summer for this year. But anyway, that's the end of the video, everyone. I wish y'all the best of luck coming up to anniversary. I wish you happy, good luck grinding for any of the things you need to do before we get there. And yeah, I'm excited for anniversary. I can't wait for the 5th of July. I'm already kind of excited for the 4th of July because I get to have barbecue stuff hopefully this year. But 5th of July will be the true test of waiting for everything. Plus, it's always fun to summon around anniversary time anyway. But anyway, it's the end of the video, everyone. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Till next time, you guys have a good day. Peace out. Bye.